Say the man was unalived in his cell for 12 hours in Chicago. Let's see what they talking about. It's fucked up if that did happen.
But I know what I've been through. Now, before we get into this video, make sure you check us out on Patreon at www.patreon.com/hookah_anonymous. You guys been telling us to create one for the longest, so we recently created a community where we will upload videos that we can't share on YouTube due to their guidelines. We'll also be dropping the latest to there first, behind the scenes information that you wouldn't find anywhere else on our socials. So make sure you become a member, and after you do that, head over to our official Instagram page at hookah_anonymous and follow us there. Now, without further ado, let's get into what you guys came here to see. Now, today we got a very unfortunate situation that I would like to bring some type of notoriety, recognition to, and do everything in my power to shed some type of light with, because I feel this happened way too often. A lot of times it doesn't get reported, it doesn't make the news, because of course it involves the government, it involves the jails, and they like to keep a clean slate and make it seem like jail is a safe environment, or at least that the guards and anybody involved are doing their job, which in retrospect, in hindsight, that's really not what's going on. If you know anything about being incarcerated, you know that there's a lot of downtime to where guards aren't even present. And there's a lot of times where the inmates are pretty much running themselves. And within that duration of the inmates pretty much running themselves, a lot tends to happen within that little bit of time. Now, it done got so bad that the guards haven't been active when it comes to policing or actually watching the inmates, that a lot of jails, they have these checkpoints set up around the cells to where the guards have to go around hourly to let it be known that they actually made their rounds, because else not, most of these guards wouldn't even do it. And this is why we've seen an increasing number of guys being unalived while they in jail, or anywhere from stabbings, gang beatings, drug overdoses, you name it. And when you don't have that going on, then sometimes you have the guards that actually put hands on inmates, sometimes even as bad as making the inmates pass away due to being beaten severely bad. It's usually covered up, or sometimes they make an excuse as to what happened to the inmate. They may say it was a drug overdose, they may say that they took their own life, but in reality, that's not exactly what happened. Sometimes it's at the fault of the guards to where they wasn't doing their job, and then they try to blame it on something else just so they could cover their butts. With that being said, we're going to get into a case where a man by the name of Dante Everton from Chicago was unalived by his cellmate that had a mental disorder, and they wasn't even supposed to be in the same cell to begin with. And on top of that, even after he lost his life in the cell, his body remained there for over 12 hours due to the COs not being able to know what's going on, because clearly somebody didn't do their job. Now, Dante's family and his mother had spoken out via Facebook, so all we want to do is shed more light on the situation and bring awareness, so hopefully they can get the help and justice that they deserve. Before we get into the video, make sure you hit that thumbs up button so we can get this video into the algorithm. And if you not subscribed to the platform already, make sure you do so now. Let's get into it.
Hey, Casey and Terrence. Well, this is a story that we've been working during the course of the week. I emailed the Illinois Department of Corrections 4 times, also made several phone calls. We finally got a response from them. That was at around 3 o'clock today, only saying, according to them, at least from our email, received and reviewed. As for Latina Perry, she says that her son was not a perfect angel. This time he went back into prison for really a gun charge. This was his second gun charge. He went in September, was supposed to get out this coming Monday, but of course we know now that won't happen. Instead, she's here at Lincoln Son's funeral home in Grand Crossing planning his funeral. The images Perry showed me looks like something was around her late son's neck. This is the text message Latina Perry received on October 1st, saying her son died on September 30th. This is the only direct confirmation that she personally says she received that her son, Dante Everton Jr., had died. The day before, a call was made to her 20-year-old son from the Will County Coroner's Office, informing him of his brother's death. Perry says that she went to the coroner's office, but was denied the chance to see her 23-year-old son's body. It wasn't until just hours ago here at Leak & Son's funeral home that she finally saw him for the first time. Everton had been incarcerated as a parolee on a separate gun-related case at Stateville Correctional Facility. Gary also shared that her son had problems with his cellmate, citing that the cellmate had untreated mental health issues.
Now, according to an article from Chicago Ghetto via Facebook, they will shed light on the incident as well as it will read, quote, "Justice for Dante Everton. Dante Everton was in Stateville for a non-violent offense. He was housed with a mentally ill inmate with known violent and paranoid behaviors, and he asked to be moved. His mother, Tina Perry, also called requesting he be moved. Nothing was done. Dante lost his life after an altercation with a mentally ill individual, and his mother was not told until well after his death. This is negligence and a pure atrocity on behalf of the Illinois Department of Corrections. Her mother, Tina Perry, has lost her son, and Stateville Prison failed that, and the way he was left 12 hours unattended in cell is not okay. Share this and help get justice for Dante. Help and share." Now, Dante's mother, Tina Perry, will also take to her Facebook with something to say for herself, as she would say, quote, "My son was beaten till he died in Stateville Prison. My son was dead for approximately 12 hours before they found him. I have not gotten one call from Stateville Prison explaining to me what happened, why it happened. Say my baby name, move."
They said that happened to him, and the way it happened,
they look in cells.
and he's just laying there for 12 hours. I'm getting word that he was there for 12 hours because no one did they check, but also the cellmate took his food tray and emptied his food tray. This is all over juice.
Now, to be honest with y'all, if y'all know anything about the system, 9 times out of 10, the reason why she haven't got a call yet is because they're looking for some type of excuse or something to cover it up so they could tell her, and then it'll just blow over like that. But if we all get together and we all bring awareness to the situation and speak on it, then hopefully it's not just another situation where it's swept under the rug and they give us some type of bogus story. However, as a concerned mother, she would go to the Stateville prison herself to find out what happened and why. She says when she went to find out, she will have a sniper put on her, but then she will also find out the reason her son was unalive too. She would take to a Facebook post to let the world know what happened, as she would say, quote, "This thick MF unalived my baby over a effing juice. I'm not never getting this like this over a effing juice, man." She also explained further what happened, as she would say, quote, "This man said he unalived my baby because ATL was going to sentence him to death. So if he unalive here, he gets to stay here. And I'm not supposed to want to unalive him? This ish is sick."
6'5", 350-pound, schizophrenic bitch. And I feel for anybody that has lost a child. This is a horrible feeling, and I can't even describe
Man,
really what I'm feeling. I just watched my son be pulled out of bed.
Then after seeing autopsy photos, she would address her Facebook as she would post, quote, "Do y'all know what pictures I'm looking at right now? My baby's raw autopsy photos. I mean, I can't stop because I am examining him. Me, because I'm trying to figure out how was strangulation the only thing he did to my baby. There goes my sleep. This is so wrong." Now, like we said before, one of the reasons I wanted to bring awareness to the situation is because this happens a lot more often than a lot of people may think. Here he was inside for a non-violent charge, but yet he was locked in the same cell as somebody who was basically going to get life. So if you locked in a cell with somebody that has a violent crime and you have a non-violent crime, that right there is already a strike against the system. There's something called classification that you go through once you are incarcerated, and they figure out your crime and they house you amongst the people that have the same classification as you due to a safety concern. But what happens when somebody mishandles that and then a man like this ends up losing his life? All because somebody didn't do their job correctly. If he was in there with a non-violent crime, why was he housed not only with somebody that has a violent crime and facing life behind bars, but somebody that's also mentally ill? And the fact that him and his mother complained and nothing was done, then the prison is 100% at fault. Because if they would have did something when this man spoke out, then maybe he would still be here with us today. But the fact that they didn't and time ran out, they should be held responsible. Rest in peace to Devontae, and hopefully his story gets out there so they could shake up the prison system. Because like I said, it's not only in that prison where this happens at. This happens all over the world, and we see why he didn't want to go to ATL. The mother says that he wanted to stay there instead of going to ATL. For y'all that don't know, Atlanta prison systems are by far one of the worst prison systems where people are losing their lives daily. It's so bad, you can go on Reddit and see for yourself where inmates literally take videos of them stabbing other inmates, whether they either unalive them or just stab them severely bad to the point to where they are unconscious. This is all happening while no guards are anywhere present. Crazy. So like I said, hopefully this story get to shake everything up and keep these guys on their toes, because it's a lot of people that lose their life behind those walls. Man, many of them go in there with charges that are non-violent or just petty bullcrap, and they never end up making it out. So,
man, R.I.P. to that guy, man. That's 100% the jail fault, man, but that's what happens when people don't do their job, man. They try to do cover-up stuff. But anyway, like, comment, subscribe. I'm out.